Hi, my name is Wrenn Talon, and I've been playing Final Fantasy since The Realm Reborn. I have a 100 character in Dawn Trail just like most other people do. But you know what I've never done before? I've never played the game a second time as me. Yeah, but now that's all about to change. Meet other Wrenn. Yeah, it's me, in the game. And I'm going to play it as a fresh account, starting right here, right now. So come and join me as we quest all the way through Final Fantasy again for the first time, kind of like when it was good. Well, again, it's still good, but when it was great. Yes, I am Wrenn Talon, Axemaster they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries, we seek to overwhelm them. No doubt the question has already been put to you by 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿, but once more I shall challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? Sign me up for the carnage, yay! Are you... there you are, Wrenn. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? If you mean to base yourself in 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿, that won't be the last time you'll visit them three places. And now you've got some idea of what's where, you can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for listening, lad. Stick with old 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙉 and you'll go far. Still in Linz, are you, Wrenn? How do you fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerfold Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙉, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew of mostly reformed pirate types, if you can believe that, and has been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. He mentioned needing another hand or two, and your name sprang to mind. As the training loosened your muscles and focused your mind, Wrenn, an urgent request for help has arrived from the Red Rooster Steed, and I have chosen you to respond. It appears a hostile group of megalocrabs has unwittingly elected itself the next test of your prowess. Ah, bugger and shite. Get away from me, you bloody great bastard. You want the boy, you go through me. I'm making Krabby Patties! Roar! They're delicious, Mr. Krabs. I can't even play outside no more. But with all these scary monsters about, me ma and me da, they was both killed by some nasty bugger not so long ago. In 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙉, big as a mountain. But I bet you could beat it. I make it pay for what it did to me folks. So you take it easy now, son. There's a whole guild full of strapping lads and lasses like Wrenn here who will be glad to do just that. All you need to do is head home with your grandpa. You let us worry about that big nasty bugger. So I'm hoping this either gets me to 10 or this gets me to unlock the other classes. And if it doesn't get me to 10, then I'm gonna go hunt some more hunting log stuff. Wrenn, I have gathered what information I could concerning the beast that young 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙉 bade you to slay. The tales name this creature 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙉. Those who have witnessed 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙉 in the terrifying flesh also call him the Stampeding Mountain, such is his immense size and bulk. Again, I will not seek to dissuade you from claiming vengeance for the boy's parents. In fact, I encourage it. But to topple this lumbering colossus, you must first become its equal in strength and ferocity. As a single step towards that distant goal, I send you to blind iron mines. We have had word that folks are falling prey to the claws of local 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿. It is your task to protect the weak from the unruly creatures. Learn to channel the rage inside you and let your axe blade sing in righteous slaughter. This guy's almost like almost poetic. All right, 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿, you're going 𝙀𝙓 gone or 𝙀𝙓 down. Yeah, 𝙀𝙓 down. No, that doesn't make sense either. I know. Watch this. You're going down because I'm not monkeying around with you. Ha ha ha. So you better give me my thing so that I can be turned into a ninja. I was born to be a ninja. No, I was not. I was born to be a warrior, but I'm going to be a ninja. Once again, your capacity for carnage has been tested and proven. The creatures you defeated, however, were merely some of the many base scavengers that subside on the scraps left in the wake of 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿's rampage. To face 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 himself, you yet require far more training, but do not despair, Wrenn. As Axemaster and fellow marauder, this I swear: I will not rest until I have taught you how to wring every last ounce of power from your weapon. Until the blade of your axe can slice cleanly through the thickest hide, the most knotted muscle, the densest bone, this menace will fall by your hand. You may find yourself drawn to explore the possibilities offered by other disciplines and guilds. These distractions are inevitable and perhaps necessary, but I urge you to soon return to the path of the marauder. I do not wish your edge to dull just as you begin to show your potential. Fare you well, Wrenn. I'm doing great. I made myself in Final Fantasy and I'm playing a fresh character. I haven't done the old story in like forever and ever and ever. I'm having fun. You now have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist in the corresponding guild. Hi, I'm the one they call Jack, though I'm surprised you've heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name, along with that of the kindly cove has told you mine. Ah, the famous Wrenn. Old Lonnie Left Patch let you in, did he? You can't throw a blade for shite, but that one eye don't miss not when it comes to sizing up a Denver Colt for the Stalin. Just one thing, you ain't a pirate, are you? Well, then it's time you was stalled to the rogue. Put on your best beater cases, and I'll swear ye in meself when you're ready. Well, Wrenn, what do you say to that? Got the guts to be a rogue? I got the guts to do a rogue's job? Yeah, I do. I'm full of guts. And if you poke me with one of them stabby pointers, you'll see it. So don't do that, because that would hurt. Alright then, first off, we'll have to get sorted out. Oh there, Wrenn. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. Aye, I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I'd stow me wids and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple things what you ain't yet familiar with. Let's build on what you likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa Lominsa. So, why do you think there's still so many sodden pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the last decree as a certified pirateer. The captain with the privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 come home. so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defying rooks and bite back that Magitech part. What's the cult need me for? It looks like a kid, but in the game it's called a Volafel, and they're just like a race of short people. But yeah, they look like kids, but they're actually adults. You're in charge of new recruits, ain't you? It's Wrenn's first assignment. You're to go along and give him the benefit of your wisdom. Get your noggin down, Wrenn. I've been snilching the action across the way there. No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing the Garlean gadget into his backpack. I knew 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 would steer us all right. This is your chance, lad. Clout that gambler Gobby and grabble that device. I've lost track of which gob it was, but I'm thinking it's that sod on the left. Just make sure you dance away from the bomb blast. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball might not save you from getting your eyebrows singed off. All right. Build the firing mechanism number 43 from the goblin. Aye, this is the device and no mistaken. I forgot I had to click the button. Let's get it back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand what snatched it out of the goblin's paw after all. Captain, I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues whilst we sought to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother! My blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly. With me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! Captain, I say, there's the cad who misappropriated our merchandise. I concur. He is the self-same simpleton who we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Surprise, surprise! Now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods, at least not yet. You there, yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Oh ho, an errand boy now, am I? Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is then? This place? Why, I suppose it is some manner of covenant? The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss or something. And you've yet to realize your mistake. Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry Corin across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with upstarts. You still don't understand, do ye? There are but three sorts of coals what the doormen will let pass. Clients, recruits. God, spit! I'll kill y'all! Didn't your mom teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You'd have learned that the third sort of coal is a bollocks for brains mark, but marches himself right into our rogue's den. Rogues? But we were so careful. I'd heard tales in my pirate days, stories about the merciless race who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were, the knives in the shadows. You can't be them. You're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the dainty demolishers is not so easily cowed. To the hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades. Deceptions? Aye. Anyone you meet could be a rogue, Captain. Even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Like wide-eyed. Welcome to 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and became rogues. Ah, you must be the adventurer 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 promised to send along. Wrenn Talon, wasn't it? You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Stelren, the old bastard, as 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 likely described me, and this here is my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these skags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship like it did so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merriwebb's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers working the fields seemed too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And, unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train them have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 as if plucked from the face of Hydaelyn, boots and all by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerfold Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen. But it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure tattooed faces has been creeping up on the edges of the fields and spying on my Yaoman. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor, come for their hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves in worry, and their work's suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. It is a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of a morning. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate those tattooed thugs for me? Good lad. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner the place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Seasong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful though, Talon. I couldn't say for sure what measure of miscreants we're dealing with here. If they are kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, alright? Oh, this is exciting. You're about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering the Call of Duty. The Call of Duty, a video game I've never played.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone. Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms. I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not. As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence. Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Where the disruption of the Aether, others draw to the fray. Keep your focus on the battle, leave the tending of wounds to me. Yay, we win. Good job, good job.
Phew!
kind of crystal.
Hear, feel, think. Crystal bearer. I am 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Awake again, are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion. Piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh! Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, eh? Aye, I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think that these ruffians are pirates, come to lure my farmhands back to the life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take kindly to your appearance on their doorstep and set a maddened 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 on you. It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Severn by now. Well, the scheming scapegrace is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulking about in that manner he does when he's up to no good. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off, with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when last I had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. So I was hoping you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. A true knave. You betray even yourself, Severn. Ugh. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it be, we shall take it. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone of soul, that it may wake to life. Well, I don't know how good my daggers are going to do against a big rock monster. But we'll give it a try. Yeah, I actually beat it. I stabbed that rock monster right in its gizzard. That the golem could be vanquished. That man is no ordinary adventurer. Hello, I knew you'd return. 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 delivered Severin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back too, the lot of 'em sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver. A thrall to the 𝙀𝙗𝙋? 7 hells, reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're not but the fishback splunkies. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see, but the reavers have never followed a word of it. A few years back they started snatching law-abiding Laminsans. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new 𝙀𝙗𝙋 master. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a home. 𝙀𝙀 Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long around here, and word soon spread, all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking. Too busy soiling myself. Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear 'em talk of how you stood up to the reavers at the last. Of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that. I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellowjackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at 𝙀𝙀 Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, 𝙀𝙀. Bloody hells, life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. But you needn't worry yourself over young Severin. The Yellowjacket, as hands out the punishment, is a good mate of mine. If I ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from hanging to keel hauling. Kindly gent that he is. I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now, it sounds to me like you've done everything old 𝙀𝙀 asks of you, and more, justifying me generous findings in the process. Much obliged, lad. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench of mine. How'd you fancy keeping her company for a spell with free room and board? Venturing's a trying business after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. You now have access to recommendations.